Students, am I audible to you? Students, any one of you respond?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, on the last term, we have discussed about the stages of the construction planning. Now, in continuation of that, today we will discuss about the project planning. So, yes. So, project planning can be defined as a drawing up a method or scheme of uh, acting, doing, proceeding, making, etc. developed in advance. So, in this process of the planning, alternatives are examined and the best alternative is chosen. The goal of planning is to minimize resources while satisfactorily completing the task on the scheduled time. So the basic aims are efficient use of equipment, material, labor, and ensuring coordinated efforts. The outcome of planning is predetermined course of action. That means the planning creates an orderly sequence of event, defined strategy to be followed in carrying fourth line of the plan and describes the ultimate disposition of results. During the planning process, a manager builds a facility on paper, thus identifies each of the various tasks and time. During the construction, these predetermined course of actions from the basis of monitoring and checking the progress of work. So, planning is important because it provides the direction and also it provides the unifying framework. Planning is also help to prepare the future opportunities and threats as the business environment is always uncertain and ever changing. Also, planning provides the performance standard. So that's why this planning is important. So this is about the project planning. Now let us see the elements. Elements of planning. So the important elements of planning are planning requires looking ahead in advance. Such as such, it always concerned with the future. So this is the first element that we are always looking for the future aspect. What is going to be done in future. So first is looking future. Second is it involves the predetermined course of action. Third element is The course of action is determined after examining various alternative courses. Next is, it is a continuous and integrated process. And next is, the dimension of time is always associated. So, and the main objective is to achieve best possible result with reference to cost time. These are the elements of the planning. Next is benefits of the planning. Now let us see that what benefits can achieve when planning or any strategy is adopted. So planning helps in determining the objectives of an enterprise or any project. The planning is avoid the chaos by preventing duplication of work and interdepartmental conflicts. Also, planning helps in better coordination between various agencies, among the various organizational department and staff. Planning helps in control by distributing the responsibilities to different persons for different jobs. Also, planning minimizes the cost by effective utilization of the available resources. Also, planning helps in motivation of employees and improves morals of staff and workers as future works are clearly defined to them in advance. Planning imparts competitive strength to the enterprises. So once there is a proper planning, so all these benefits can be achieved. Now, so once we know that what are the benefits of the planning, next thing is that we should know that what activities are generally in the construction planning that need to be performed. So let us see that what activities that are need to be performed in the construction planning. So among this, the first one is identifying and defining activities. So an activity is a well-defined task which consumes the time and resource. Since all activity involves consumption of different resources at different level, it is important that all activities are completely identified. Any addition, deletion, or modification in the activity at a large stage or at a later stage can upset the time and cost factor of the project. The defining of activity depends on the level of details and the requirements of management. Different level of leaders requires different details in the project planning. For example, the cost of beam can be an activity in the building construction, or it can further split into different activities such as bar scheduling, making formwork, concrete mixing, casting, curing of beam. Generally, tasks to be performed in breakdown use of top to bottom design approach. The work breakdown structure forms the useful tool to identify the activity. The outcome of this phase is to complete list of activity along with required resources to perform the project. So at this level, we will further see that what is breakdown structure, and we will also go for a detailed definition of a activity. So the first task of any construction planning is to identifying and defining the activities. Second thing, or second stage, that is second stage is defining activity interdependence. So in this step, each of the activity is considered. It is argued that activity will succeed an activity under consideration. So by this, we obtain the immediate succeeding activity or immediate successor. This way of thinking is called forward planning. So we can also think which activity will precede the activity under the consideration, and in a similar manner we can prepare immediate precedence list. So this way of thinking is called backward planning. In first way, we are preparing a sequence in a forward way, and in the second way, in the second method, we are preparing a sequence of activities in a backward way. That is called forward planning and the backward planning. So outcome of this step is a list of activity together with immediate preceding or succeeding activity. This step is carried out by most knowledgeable person of the team. Generally, these steps are carried by senior or experienced person in the department or from the consultant or contractor company. So this is the second step where we are able to know or understand what will be the sequence of activities or their dependency. Next step is establishing project duration. So in this step, this can done only with a clear knowledge of the required resources, productivities, and interrelationships. This information is used to prepare a network and other form of presentation outlining the schedules. It may be remembered that the duration required for any activity is related to the resource committed. It may be possible to reduce the project duration by increasing the resource commitment. Even at additional cost, thus a balance between time and project cost is required to arrive at an optimum level of resource commitment. The estimate of activity duration without bias is very important. To avoid bias in the estimate, we can follow certain steps. These steps are like: first, a group of experts should estimate the time and resource of the activity. And second, the estimate of activity duration should be done activity by activity wise. And time estimate of one activity should not affect that of the other. Means for the time estimation of any activity can be performed uh, on the completion on the completion of activity, means the starting point and ending point. So taking the complete duration for that estimation is required. Also, the estimation should be based on the normal level of work for labor and equipment, because for any project there may be some labors which can complete the project in faster way, some can done in a slower way, but there is always a normal way. So considering the estimation of this time and duration can be done for the normal level of work. Also, in the schedule, normal days should be considered. Weekends and holidays should not, means that should be specified in the project. Means those are not considered in the planning for work. Next level is Next is defining procedure of controlling and assessing resources. So at this level, the planning is an that is the pre-construction activity. The schedule of the project tells the project manager how to arrange the various activities and what resources will be required at a particular instant of time and how much progress is to be expected. During the construction phase, the schedule serves as a yardstick to check whether the project may be ahead of plan or behind of plan. If the project is behind, then the network schedule also helps for further resource mobilization. It is important that planning documents prepared is followed by other involved in the execution of the project, or it is an individual phase. Thus, the procedure to be followed for procurement and control of resources for different activities. Manpower, machine, material, and money are also laid down. In order to estimate the resource, the project manager must consider the efficiency of machine, productivity of labor, site condition, impact of weather. These are must be considered. For example, person at a floor level can do more plastering than standing on the scaffolding. So all these things must be considered during the allocation of assessing of resources and controlling the things. Next is developing appropriate interfaces. So the planner need to devise an appropriate system for management information system, that is known as MIS. Tools such as computer and the format for reporting are widely used. So after the planning, a proper computer system or computer tool can be used for the reporting purpose. Next step is updating and revising plans. So although any construction plan needs to be continuously updated and revised during the monitoring, some basic issues should be kept in the mind before drawing up a full-fledged plan. For example, the planner should clearly understand the product to be produ- uh, produced in terms of scope, expected performance, the input required, and the process involved. During the issues in the quality control and tolerance at different steps. At the same time, the time and productivity aspect involved in the different activities should also be understood. Beside the interdependency of the activities, the planning should also identify milestones and targets for the different agencies to facilitate proper monitoring during the execution. Inclusion of features identifying risk associated with the project and the appropriate responses for mitigation improves the quality of project plan. So the last step, the step updating and revising is very important step in any of the project. So this is all in the activities and construction planning. After knowing the activities which are involved in the construction planning, we have to know about that what are the different types of project planning. So, any in any construction project, the success is usually measured in terms of cost, quality, schedule, and safety. The complete or the master plan of a project consists of several separate and independent plan. And for such situations, there are some of the project uh, common types of project plans are like first is the time plan. So what is in the time plan? Time is basically the essence of all construction projects. Contractor often have uh, clauses outlining award or penalties for completing the work ahead or later than a scheduled date, while effort is made to ensure timely completion of the work. It should be noted that some of the common reasons for delay could be a faulty approach during the project planning or delay in the award of contract, change during the execution, alteration in the scope of work, delay in a payment, slow decision making, delay in supply of drawing and materials, also labor trouble. Several reasons are well established. So there are some of the well established techniques that are available and commonly used for the time planning. For example, CPM, that is well known as a critical path method, or PERT, that is the program evaluation and review technique, precedence program or precedence network analysis, that is known as a PNA, line of balance method, that is the LOB, or linear programming chart, that is LPC. Also, there is a time scale network that is known as a TSN. So the choice of the method to be used in a particular case depend upon the intended objective, the nature of project, target audience, etc. These methods can these methods which have we have seen in the example like CPM, PERT, LOB, TSN, PNA, and LPC, we will discuss in coming units. Next type of project planning, that is the manpower plan. This plan focuses on estimating the size of workforce, division in functional terms, and scheduling the deployment of manpower. It may be noted that manpower planning also involves establishing labor productivity standard, providing suitable environment and financial incentives for optimum productivity, and grouping the manpower in a suitable functional team in order to get the optimum utilization. So all these things are done in a manpower plan. Next type of the plan is material plan. So the material plan involves identification of required material, estimation of required quantities, defining the specifications, and forecasting material requirement. Beside identification of appropriate sources, inventory control, procurement plans, and monitoring the usage of material. So basically material plan is also just similar like a manpower plan. In the material planning, it is planned that at which time we required certain material. For example, you can consider that during the construction activity, when there is any RCC work in the roof, so we have to procure more material as compared to the construction work when there is the construction of wall, because during the construction of roof we required a more amount of the material, more amount of the cement for the laying of roof in a particular day. So there are similar type of various cases which are also in the construction of any building or any construction activity. Next type of the plan is construction equipment plan. So we know that modern construction is highly mechanized. The role of the heavy equipment is ensuring the timely completion of project uh, that cannot be compromised. Machines are used in a modern construction for mass excavation, trenching, compacting, grading, hoisting, concreting, drilling, material handling, and etc. Induction of modern equipment could improve the productivity and quality beside reducing the cost. At the same time, it should be borne in the mind that heavy equipments are very costly and should be optimally used in order to be more productive. It is also important that the characteristics of the equipments are also kept in mind when drawing up an equipment plan. So in the equipment plan, we have to plan that which equipment we have to require at a certain time, and what will be its capacity or what will be its size, because ordering a big size of equipment for a smaller work may be costly. Ordering a small equipment for big work is also costly. Ordering an equipment early before starting the work, that may be costly. Ordering or retaining any equipment after the completion of work may be costly. So there are be certain cases. So for all this purpose we have to plan for the construction equipment. Next type of the plan is finance plan. So given the fact that the construction project requires huge investment and the long time to complete, it is obvious that all the money is not required at any one point in the time. Contractor fund all their major projects from the working capital, a part of which is raised by the contractor using their own resources, whereas rest comes from the combination of avenues such as mobilization advances for the project, running account bills paid by the client, secured advances against the material bought at the site, advance payment, and the credit from the supplier against the work done. So a careful analysis need to be carried out to determine how the requirement of funds varies with the time. It is little wonder that the capital inflow can be looked upon as the lifeline of any large project. Careful planning for fund and finance has achieved added significance in case where projects are funded by the private sector or financial institution that view the project as a financial investment and seek return in monetary terms also. Financial planning, for example, financial planning in case of the construction. So if you can see that any project uh, is a long term duration. So if any project is required 200 crore rupees for a 1 year, so government will never give the 200 crore rupees at the start of the project. So in generally the money is released in a phase manner, because giving that money to any private party or the contractor get the interest over at all that also. So the owner of the building, or the owner of any project, or financer of any project will not give the whole money at the start of the project. Any project, the money can only given to them once they complete a certain amount of the project of the work. So when a certain part is completed, they raise the bill and the implement is done to them. So this is the way that the financial plans are generally prepared. So these are the types of project planning. Next is project scheduling. So what is the project scheduling? So basically putting the various activities of the project in a sequence on the time frame is the process of scheduling. Scheduling is required for continuous checking of the project control, for resource mobilization, to minimize the cost and use of resource optimally. Project scheduling is the allocation of resources. These resources in conceptual sense are time and energy, but in practical sense are time, space, equipment and effort supplied to the material. Thus, scheduling is the process of formalizing the planned function, assigning the starting and whole and completion date to each part of the work in such a manner that the complete work proceeds in a logical sequence and in a systematic manner. There are various scheduling techniques have been employed to the plan the activity in the sequence in project management. In construction project, bar chart and critical path methods have been widely used. So this is the project planning. Now, if we talk about the importance of project scheduling, so and the success of project is heavily depend upon that how effective the scheduling is, and how tightly or effectively the project can be controlled. Poor scheduling can easily result in completion delay and the cost overrun. These in turn results in claims and counterclaims, disagreements and disputes. The appropriate method should be used in planning and scheduling a project. Management decisions should not depend on the experience or institution alone. Preparing project schedule is extremely important due to the number of the reasons. Project schedules is the basis of extracting a number of other schedules and information. Event at the tendering stage, project schedules need to be prepared, although there may not be a required information for preparing project schedules. Project schedules are helpful not only for the contractor but also for the owners. For the contractor, the project schedule helps in timely mobilization of the required resource and helps in identification of bottlenecks in an early stage of the project duration. They also act as a reference for the comparison with the actual progress, cost of construction, and profit margin at any given time during the course of monitoring. For the owner, also, project schedule helps in understanding the requirement of finance to be mobilized. Also, the project scheduling in place, it is easy for owner and client to monitor the project accordingly. So this is all uh, the importance of the project scheduling. After that, in the project scheduling, we have to understand that there are various steps which are involved. So let us see those steps. So first is calculation. In that, calculate the detailed controlled information. Second is assigning. So assign the time to the events and activities. Next step, allot consideration to the resources. Or there is also a step after the assigning, that is the giving a proper importance to the resources, and after that allotting the resources. This is consideration to resources. So these are the steps in the project scheduling. In detail, we will discuss all these things in the next lecture class. So this is all for today. Now, if you have any question, we can discuss that one. All of you.
सर स्टडी मटेरियल शेयर कर दीजिए.
Once this unit will be complete, then I will share. Okay.
Okay.
Any other question?